Whatever you do, make sure you do not import your water treatment system. Currently, I'm at the site of, I'm at the factory of one of my customer. They imported their water systems from US, and it has been lying there fallow for years. Finally, they want to revamp the system, but I will explain further in this video why I said you should not import a water treatment system. You should rather buy locally. So these days, you are often greeted with the many hats from China about RO systems and things. But I can tell you that the vast majority of those that imported the system from China are regretting it. And it's not for the reasons that you are actually thinking about, not because of quality or durability, but practicality. So here are 3 reasons why you should not import your systems. The number 1 reason you should not import but rather buy locally is the maintenance problem. There is a huge gap in the industry on how to maintain most of the accessories on the imported systems. If you need a backwash done and you have an automatic RO system and the automatic control valve is not working well, you may not get anyone to work on that system for you. You are most likely going to rely on the suppliers the rest of the system's life. I have a client who actually brought in his supplier from Dubai just to install an RO system, just to install their system for them. Because when it arrived, he didn't get anyone to do the installation due to the complexity. When they were ready to launch the factory, they couldn't power on the system. Even to insert the membranes, they reached out to many companies, and the technical knowledge were lacking in most of those companies on how to go around this system. Over the past 3 years, my company, we've replaced more than 5 RO systems for, KFCs that were imported from US, from Pure Aqua. Pure Aqua is actually a very good brand. It's more expensive to maintain such a system. Point number 2 is the availability of the parts. One of the key things you should consider when importing anything at all from China, from US, from Dubai, or from whichever country at all, should be the availability of the parts and the consumables. When the time is due for servicing or replacement, a typical foreign system comes fitted with low and high pressure switches, pressure gauge, multiple relays, complicated logic control. When any of these parts are faulty, you either have to import them or thoroughly search the market to get these parts sorted, right? An example is this system here, imported from US. The problem began when the parts, when a breaker and also the relay inside the system were stolen. So they searched the market for years upon years. They couldn't get the replacement parts to replace those things. Now, a few days ago, we had to come in to replace that control with a control board, right? To replace that with another control panel here. This panel here, we built this panel so that, the client will be able to maneuver. Even though if you look at these systems, you can see the level of, what it fitted on this system. You see, the practicality. Now, even to get Regent to keep replacing into this ARC system, this dosing system, this testing, online testing systems will be extremely difficult, right? We wouldn't be able to get this unless we import, unless we just have multiple of them imported at once. Imagine this kind of pump. These are good quality pumps, but the problem is getting the replacement here locally. And that is the reason why the owner of this factory said, no, I have to replace all these things because I can't keep shutting down my production because of parts and because of replacement parts and servicing. Even when you have issues with the pipes as well, you just can't walk to the plumbing shop to buy the pipes. We once imported a softening system, and during the installation, we realized that we needed to extend the pipe, right, to an adjoining system. So we walked to the plumbing shop only to be told that there is no 2.5 inches pipe in the system. That is either you get 2 inches or 3 inches. You have to improvise. So most of the imported systems at the end get remodeled into local system with total overhauling. Electrical system power supply. That is the 3rd point. One of the major issues too you may face, right, would be the electrical system power supply. I have met many people with blown systems because they imported 110 volt system instead of 220 volt. When you make such a mistake, it may cost you a lot to correct them. Point number 4, wrong membrane and membrane housing. If your water TDS is above 3,000 milligrams per liter, don't import an RO with a welded stainless steel or a seamed stainless steel membrane housing. So, you see, the stainless steel housing are two types, the seamed welded and the seamless. The welded most often start leaking on the seamed lines. The higher your TDS or salt content, the earlier it will take for the leakage to start and the rust to begin. And you see, if you must use stainless steel, then request for seamless stainless steel housing of 316. This one here is 316. You can see that it's not polished. This one can withstand, high pressure. At the same time, you can also withstand high salt content. Also, make sure you demand for seawater membrane if your TDS is above 3,000 milligrams per liter. Forget everything you know and you have read on Google, right? Things seem to work differently in this country. It's better to install a bigger membrane housing, right? 80-40, 80 by 160 than 40-40 membrane houses or 40-40 membranes. See, if you have 4 pieces of 40-40 membranes as your 1 ton harrow, you would most likely replace it on the long run with a single 80-40 membrane. If you want to reduce your cost of maintenance and treat more water, I would not advise you go for 40-40. 40-40 doesn't work so well in Ghana because it seems most of the systems outside of the country, they prefer 40-40, but down here, it just doesn't work. I can keep going on and on, even to the media types such as the softener, the addition of brine system to regeneration, the dosing system, CIP, just to name a few. But the listed ones are the most common problems. If you find this video helpful, then give us a like. See you in the next one.